An absolute right to file for a protective order against you because your conduct was such that they felt threatened by you. So why don't you tell me your relationship with each other?
Well, Your Honor, it started out, we were neighbors at one point.
When?
Approximately 4 years ago, we became neighbors, and I ended up having to move around December.
December of 2009?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your moving from that location have anything to do with Mr. and Mrs. Rich?
Absolutely, that's the sole reason.
You want to tell me what the problem was, and I need dates because we have to be date specific.
Okay. June 26th, they filed a civil case against me.
It started before that, sir.
Yes.
I mean, I read the papers. Your papers allege that they acted as caretakers, babysitters for one of your children?
2 of them.
2 of your children?
Yes.
Well, you want to start with that so that I understand this story?
Okay. They used to care for my 2 children.
How old were your children, and how long did they care for them?
They are 4 and 2 now.
When did they care for your children?
From maybe 2009, or actually probably going back to 2000.
Did both Mr. and Mrs. Rich take care of your children, or just Mrs. Rich?
Mrs. Rich.
Mrs. Rich, when did you take care of Mr. Parente's children?
From September 28, 2008 until April 17, 2009.
And what happened on the 17th of April, 2009, Mr. Parente?
Prior to me taking my kids from their daycare, that week, on 2 separate occasions, myself and their mother went to the residence where they were watching the kids. Their children, who were minors, opened the door.
That's false.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't speak. The door to her home was opened by her children.
Correct.
How old were her children?
I believe the son was 6 years old.
And
he opened the door, let me in. I went into the living room.
That's a false statement.
I want to explain something to you.
I understand.
If you speak again, I'm going to grant his application, and this is over.
I understand.
Do you understand?
I understand.
You're going to have an opportunity
I understand.
to testify. Right now, it's the plaintiff's turn.
Okay.
And what you're doing by shouting out, now twice, is demonstrating that you have the capacity to do exactly what he says you did in this case. Do you understand?
I understand.
It's not helping you. Got it now?
I understand.
You said you understood the first time.
I completely understand.
Better. So her son opened the door, let you in, and
And when I went into the living room where the daycare is being held,
how many children were there?
my 2 and maybe 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
There was no adult supervision.
In the living room.
Correct. They were upstairs.
Who was upstairs?
Both of them were upstairs.
How do you know they were upstairs?
Because when I asked the children where they were, he had to go upstairs and get both parents to come downstairs.
And they did come downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. So that was one time. Now,
Yes.
what happened to you said there were 2 occasions that
Second
week.
time, that same week, Mr. Rich came over to my residence, knocked on my door, approached me in a violent manner regarding a parking incident on the street.
Well, tell me what happened.
He proceeded to ask me why I keep parking so close to his vehicle. There were some words exchanged, and he left my property. I went in, drafted a